Hey, welcome back. On today's video, I don't know what we're talking about, but I think it's how to stay motivated to lose weight. Because how many times do we wake up on a Monday morning and think, this is gonna be the time I start for the last time? And then something always has to happen. Always has to happen.
Always.
Pesky life sometimes just getting in the way. So, I guess the first thing that we should talk about is, well, why the heck do we lose motivation in the first place? Why do we lose motivation in the first place?
The definition of motivation is...
You find the definition of motivation when you learn how to use my computer. Goodness gracious.
Definition.
You could just type motivation, you know that, and it goes like, bing, ta-da.
One day I'll take a course on how to use Erin's computer. Motivation. The reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way.
The reasons.
Wait, I like the second one is more like
The
it.
second one is
The general desire or willingness of someone to do something.
the general desire or willingness for someone to do something. Work out. Eat clean. All right, so if we know that, why does that go away? Why does our desire or our willingness to do what we need to do to lose weight go away? Gone, disappeared. I had it a minute ago, and now it's gone.
Well, there's a couple of reasons.
Tell me about it.
Number one, life happens. That's
Yeah.
just the reality of it.
We get busy,
We stay at work late.
we get tired.
We have an argument with our partner that keeps us up at night, or, maybe distracts us from something.
Maybe somebody says something to you that makes you question the validity of your goals or why you're doing what you're doing.
You have emotions and feels.
You got emotions and feels all up in there about it. Maybe you simply get lazy. It's happened to me before. Don't feel like it. No good reason for it, and I know it. Just don't feel like it.
You're not focused, or you got distracted. Could be both. It's really easy to get distracted nowadays.
Maybe you get injured.
Do
Maybe you get injured and now you don't know what to do for your workouts, so you
True.
just don't even try.
Yeah. Maybe the diet that you're on didn't work
Dreams.
because you were following through, and then you went on a work trip and things weren't ideal and you broke it. So you're like, broke it, might as well.
But the thing that we want to talk about the most in this video is making the mistake of thinking that your journey should be like somebody else's journey. Otherwise known as comparison syndrome, where you see the beautiful picture of the wonderfully crafted before and after picture of somebody, and you think outside of the context of that photo or what went into that, or if the photo is even real, you make an assessment of what had happened and you think, oh, why am I not getting results like that? So you stop seeing results and you get discouraged, and then you just stop. This is what we want to talk about in that video. There is a surgeon, a plastic surgeon, Maxwell Martz, who said that 95% of people, I wrote this down, hold on. 95% of people live with some degree of inferiority that handicaps their success and happiness.
Read that again.
95% of people live with some degree of inferiority complex that handicaps your happiness and your success. And there's, what I want to get to in this is 2 things you need to remember and 2 things you need to ask yourself. Okay? So this video is about how to keep motivation in order to lose weight by not comparing yourself to other people. And how do we not compare ourselves to other people? In just a few minutes, keep watching this video. We're going to talk about 2 things you need to remember to rationalize how this is ridiculous, and 2 things you need to ask yourself so that you can keep your motivation to keep going. But what happens is we set these expectations of how our journey should go by how somebody else's journey is going. And it's just unrealistic. We see something on Instagram or Facebook, or, we're in a weight loss support Facebook group, or, we joined a program and we're seeing all these people post their results, and we get discouraged because we're comparing where we think that we should be based on their life. But we don't live their life.
Mm-hmm. As you were reading this, I was just thinking to myself, comparisons expand inferiority. So if in your subconscious, you already have this, complex about something because maybe when you were 6, somebody told you something. We all have inferiorities. And you see someone who, maybe started the same day that you have, and they're like 10 pounds ahead of you, or it looks like they're just killing it, and you've stayed in the same spot. What that, as you're sensing it through your eyes, it goes immediately to your subconscious to see what was told about you when you were 6 years old is true. This is why you're not successful. And these voices get loud.
So speaking of...
This is from my own life experience. I'm just thinking about it. I'm
right.
Every time I compare where I'm at to where I'm not at, and I see somebody who's, ahead of me, I'm like, I guess what, I was made fun of when I was in 1st grade for being fat. It's true.
So, but speaking of subconscious, when you do that, This is what happens that you might not realize. When you do that, when you see somebody else's success, when you look at, oh, this girl lost this much weight and she started at the same time as I did, and I haven't lost that much weight. Why haven't I lost that much weight? What you're doing is you're invalidating that other person's success in your mind. And what you're telling your subconscious is that success is not good.
Yeah.
Think about this for a second. You're literally looking at somebody succeeding and you're not happy. You're maybe not happy for them, but consciously what you think of and what you say lives in your subconscious forever. And your subconscious is automatic. It doesn't have a will. It doesn't decide. It's like a computer that you input information into, and the computer just tries to give you the result that you're looking for. So if you're looking for disappointment, because if you're looking at somebody else's success and you're thinking disappointment, because that's not where you are, what you're saying is you cannot achieve that. And you won't. So you need to start looking at other people's successes and being like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. If they can, so can I. Wow, that's really great for them. If they can do that, I can too. If they have the ability to be able to lose 20 pounds, so can I. I just might not be doing the things that they're doing right now, or I might not have figured out what my groove is or where my, nook is to achieve that. So I need to keep searching. But what you want to make sure is that you're not telling yourself that success is bad by looking at somebody else and being like, oh, I should be doing that, but I can't, and why are they? And and if you get upset about it or sad about it, you're telling your subconscious that that's not a good thing. So we're talking about subconscious. That's that.
That's good. That's good.
And you mentioned something about everybody has inferiorities. It's true. You are not as good at something than somebody else is.
Sure.
I am not as good at math as Sarit is. I am inferior.
I'm not as good as entertaining as Erin.
So true.
So I am inferior.
Which would make
It's true.
Which would make me superior at entertainment and her superior at math. But just because I'm superior at something and she's superior at something else doesn't make one of us a superior human being. Doesn't make one of us more superior as a person than the other one. So know that in life, there's always going to be somebody who's better at something than you. And there's always going to be somebody who's not as good at something as you.
Mm-hmm.
So remember how I said, we're going to talk about 2 things you need to remember and 2 things you need to ask yourself. Thing number 1 that you need to remember in order to keep your motivation, in order to lose weight is when you're comparing yourself to somebody, you need to remember that 1, your journey is your own journey and it's nobody else's. You're the only one on that journey. Thing number 2 that you need to remember is that you are no better or worse than anybody else. You are simply you. You are unique. You are an individual. You are your own person. Your journey is yours. And you are not better or worse than anybody else. So when you get 6-pack abs and you get shredded, you're also not better than anybody. You're just at a different point in your journey than somebody else's and theirs. It's something that we had to learn too, because when you do gain confidence and you have achieved something great because you've learned how to stay motivated through it all, you're not better than somebody else. You have an opportunity to be able to help somebody else. So those are the 2 things that you need to remember when you're comparing yourself to someone else and where they're at in their journey.
Yeah, as you were saying this, I was thinking about like, man, what if I've been at it for a while and, like I just saw this photo and this person looks like they just like blew past me. Like, I get it, it sounds good, but I'm all up in my feels. I was thinking about that because I know that is a very common thought.
Huge.
Easier said than done. Are you getting to what should you do?
Yeah, so 2 questions you need to ask yourself.
Okay, because I had something.
Yeah, talk about
Maybe I can add afterwards.
Okay. I mean, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, just because somebody else is losing weight faster than you, does that mean that you're incapable? It has nothing to do with it. That's the first thing you need to ask yourself. Second thing you need to ask yourself is, why are you doing it in the first place? You are not on a mission to lose weight so that you can do it faster than somebody else. You want to lose weight so you can feel better, so that you can have a better quality of life. So just because somebody else is doing it faster than you, what, are you going to stop? No, because your goal isn't necessarily to do it faster than somebody else. It's to do it to make your life better so that you feel better, you have more confidence, and you like yourself more.
Look, by the end of the day, you gotta focus on what's within your control. And of course, somebody else's achievements are completely outside of your control because that's up to them. You're the creator of all things. So now, if you're catching yourself, let's say scrolling on social media and you see this person, maybe, they're a part of the community, you guys started together, or maybe they're from a different community, it doesn't matter. And, you're finding yourself getting all up inside your head and starting to overthink it. And you find yourself getting to this dark place of, like, why am I not doing good enough? And then you get that inferiority feeling. Just think about what's within your control. Their progress is completely outside of your control. So fixating on that is honestly not going to help you move ahead. So, spending any energy other than, celebrating them is honestly a complete waste of your time and energy.
spending energy and time celebrating them actually reinforces to your subconscious, this is a great thing. If they can, so can I.
Yeah, and the other thing to consider is what's within my control, okay? Things that we have to remember when it comes to our control. The more consistent we are, the more likely we are to move the needle forward at a faster rate. Other things that we need to remember are things that, could indirectly be in our control, like our hormonal regulation. But, let's say if you and them started at the same time, right? The first question, you gotta always be real with yourself, right? You gotta take responsibility. And am I doing everything that I can consistently every single day? If they're being more consistent than you, then guess what? They're gonna go further than you. They're going to reach further at a faster rate. That's just the reality of it.
But they also may have been doing it longer, so they've had more practice. So you don't know. Only story you fully know is your own, if you even know.
Yes. So that's true too. And then the other thing to consider is, let's say, what if they happen to be a metabolic machine and maybe your metabolism is compromised. It's going to take you longer. That's, from just, if we were to look like action by action, because we got to rev things up. So by the end of the day, focus on what's within your control. If something is completely outside of your control, it's irrelevant. Focus on everything that's within your control. And the only emotion that is allowed is celebration. Everything else is completely irrelevant, a waste of your energy and time. And honestly, you will be attracting more of that disappointment if that is how you feel. So these are just some things to consider. Anything else to add?
Yeah, remember to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I want to be better than somebody else other than myself of yesterday or a month ago? Am I doing this because I want to do it fast? And also, if you ask yourself, if it takes me a whole entire 2 years of my life to lose 20 pounds, but I never have to gain it back, wouldn't you say that 2 years to lose 20 pounds is faster than a lifetime of struggling and starting over? So consider it. Those are your options. Would you rather go really slow and actually get there and live part of your life with a better quality? Or would you rather continue struggling and starting over again? Because if you stop because of something that's outside of your control or what somebody else did or said or what happened and you're comparing yourself, then it's a dead end road. And if you hear what sounds like a grown man snoring in the background, that will be our dog. And so we don't apologize, because if you could see him, he's the most adorable thing ever. But that's it for this video. So, if this was something that you felt significantly helped you, please just take 2 seconds and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment below to let us know what you actually like about this video, because that is helpful for us to make more videos to be able to help you. If we don't know what you like, and we don't know what's hitting home for you or resonating with you, we can keep guessing on what you want to hear and what you want to see, but it's better if we just know straight from you. So post in the comments what you liked about this video, what you appreciated, what you learned, what helped you, what you hadn't heard before, maybe that, changed your perspective on something or helped you. The other thing is, if you know somebody or a group of somebodies that could benefit from this, if you posted this video on your Facebook feed and you know somebody would see it, that's your friend that will benefit from it, hit that share button and do them a favor. Always feels good to give. So, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful for you. If you would like to see what else we offer, some free things that we have for you in the, what's it called down there?
Description?
The description. There's a couple of links down there too. So you can check out some free stuff and some gifts that we have for you down there. So be blessed. We'll see you next time.
Bye.